Okay, so in this video, we'll try and give you 20 phrases, explanations for these phrases, and examples for each one. Try to make it go quickly, and hopefully it will be entertaining and educational. Let's get to it, right? I have my papers here, notes. So let's start. The first one says see eye to eye. This means that you and somebody else see things in the same light, in the same way, and you agree on that subject. So you can say, my friend, my friend and me see eye to eye on this. We agree that we should do this, whatever it is. Or you want to paint your walls blue with your girlfriend, boyfriend, and then say, we see eye to eye on this. We think the walls should be the same color. Okay, moving on. The next one is the best of both worlds. This one means that you have two completely different things and you take the best parts of these things and you kind of mix them together. It's a bit confusing, I know, but here's an example for you. Let's say you want to exercise and watch something. So you sit on a stationary bike. It's good for your knees because you're doing some cardio and it's not being detrimental to your knees like running. So you're on your stationary bike and you have your TV in front of you, you're watching your favorite TV show or movie. So best of both worlds. You're exercising and watching something fun. Okay, next one is speak of the devil. That is when you're talking about somebody and that person that you were talking about wasn't there when you started speaking, but then somewhere in the middle of your conversation, he or she shows up. So you would say, oh, I'll speak of the devil. He or she comes. Okay, that one pretty easy. Next one, when pigs fly. Basically, never. When will pigs fly? Maybe in 1,000 years, right? But we would say never. So when pigs fly, if somebody asks you, hey, do you want to go out with Joanna or you want to go out with John? And you say, when pigs fly, because you don't like her or don't like him. Then once in a blue moon. Now this is something that rarely happens. So let's say you want to ask your friends to play football. You're missing one person and you say, hey, why don't we call Mark? And then your friend says, yeah, but Mark plays football once in a blue moon. I'm thinking he's not going to play with us now. So rarely. All right, what's next? To feel under the weather, to feel sick, not the best. So your friend says, hey, do you want to go out for drinks? And you say, no, unfortunately, I'm feeling under the weather today. That's better if I stay home. All right, next one. To cost an arm and a leg. This, I guess you can already guess the meaning of this one. Something is quite expensive. If it costs an arm and a leg, it's going to be expensive, isn't it? So let's say, yeah, this is a great car, but it cost me an arm and a leg. It was very expensive for me. Okay, next on our list, piece of cake. Yeah, easy. I mean, it means something is easy. So if you say, somebody, wow, this was great work, you did great on this test, you scored 100 points. And they say, wow, it was a piece of cake, it was a really easy test. Okay, and we have let the cat out of the bag. Sorry, no. Let the cat out of the bag means that you have told a secret or you have said something that you shouldn't have said, that you should have kept private or just shouldn't have told that person. As an example, you know that John should have a surprise party. And maybe you forget about the surprise part and you say, hey, look, man, I'm not going to be able to make it tonight to your party. And he says, there's a party tonight? And you're like, oh, I let the cat out of the bag. My mistake. So then we can go to the next one. You can't judge a book by its cover. Coincidentally, I have a book here. You might think that the book is boring based on the cover, if you think the cover is boring, which would be a mistake. Because if you just judge the book by its cover, you're doing something in a wrong way. That is, you're just judging things based on the way you see them for the first time. So, as the example of the book shows, the book is much more interesting once you've read it. Of course, all of those pages aren't there for nothing. And you could also say for other things, like if you see a person that has nice clothes, you think, oh, he's or she's a great person. You might be mistaken. Same thing if you see a person with bad clothes, you might think, oh, they are not nice, they are boring, they're this or that, but you might be mistaken there. So that's that. Don't judge books by their covers, or people by their covers, I guess. Next one. To add insult to injury. This one means that you make a bad situation worse somehow. So let's say your friend came back from their vacation and you say, oh, how was it? Did you enjoy it? They say, no, it was horrible. I broke up with my girlfriend, broke up with my boyfriend, something like that. And then you say, well, at least, it didn't cost you an arm and a leg. And then they start crying because it cost them a fortune. It was really expensive. They wasted a lot of money and they had a terrible time. So you added insult to injury in that case. Not very nice to do. Okay, next we have to kill two birds with one stone. This one doesn't sound nice, I know, but it means that you did two tasks, two things, basically simultaneously. So, as an example, I'll go to exercise again. If you go swimming, you're killing more than two birds with one stone, but just to illustrate the point. So you are exercising, it's going to be good for your muscle tone, it's going to help with your blood pressure, it's going to help with your mood, you're going to feel better, you're going to be healthier, and so on. Many benefits by just doing one thing. So that would be that. To cut corners. This is to try and do something faster or do it in a cheaper way or an easier way. It, I guess, can be good, but usually doesn't turn out to be that good. So as an example, you could cut corners and learn something just for the test and then forget it later. You don't learn and study deeply enough that subject, then that knowledge is going to fade and you're not going to be able to use it later on. So it's much better if you know more, if you study more, and you can definitely use it more in whatever, in business and life anyway. Same thing with exercise, for example. Some people would cut corners and they would use, let's say, steroids to just look bigger and nicer, fast, which is, again, detrimental for one's health. Moving on. Call it a day. Simple. This one just means to end an activity. So you're, I don't know, playing football and you played 2 games already and you're tired as hell. So they ask you, hey man, how about we play one more? And you go, nah, I'm gonna just call it a day. It's enough for me for now, or whatever. Who plays 3 games of football? Could be playing pool. So you get bored of playing 6 matches of pool and you say, yeah, I'm headed home. Next, break a leg. Again, doesn't sound nice, but it is. It's wishing somebody well. So somebody is going for an interview, job interview, and they are headed out and you say, hey, break a leg. They would say, thank you. They wouldn't say, what are you, crazy? I'm not gonna break my leg. No, they're gonna thank you because it means good luck. Next one. No pain, no gain. One of my favorites, I have to say, meaning that there's, of course, no gain without the pain, or there's no real benefit unless there is a struggle, unless you're struggling to do something. I can go on and on about this, but you guessed it, I'm going to go with exercise. You've seen these people wearing these maybe shirts, t-shirts in a gym saying no pain, no gain. That is, if you're not exercising enough, if it doesn't feel difficult and hard, it's not going to have as much of an effect. Next, to hit the nail on its head. Now I thought I had a nail, but I don't. So hit the nail on the head is to precisely get something right or correct. You know, when you're trying to put a picture up on a wall, you have a hammer and you're trying to hit the nail on the head in order for the nail to go into the wall. Here, to hit the nail on the head, as we said, means to get something precisely correct. So let's say that you know, your friend Jill is upset. So you say, why is Jill upset? I'm confused. Then your friend says, oh, I think she's upset because she didn't get to go on her summer vacation this summer. And then you would say, oh yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head on that one. Meaning, I think you got it right. Next we have, let someone off the hook. This means that somebody is no longer in a difficult situation. So let's say that your boss is asking you to report on your co-workers something they did. So, and they didn't do a really great job on it. So you're reporting and you say something to help your coworker, so you don't say, nah, he or she was just bad at it. You would say it was a technical difficulty that occurred just by itself, like computer crashed, so he couldn't be to blame for that. So your boss says, yeah, okay, fix the computer and let him do the task again. That would mean your friend is off the hook. He or she is not going to be blamed for whatever, the reports not being on time. Next we have, what do we got? We had let somebody off the hook, bite the bullet, okay? This one means that you're going to have to do something that is difficult, to make a difficult decision that at first, of course, you were maybe hesitating to do. So as a CEO, maybe, you would go out and you would say that the company is broke. So that's not a, of course, great thing to admit, to say, and you're letting go all of the employees and all of that, but you have to do it. So you go out and you say to the TV reporters or whoever you're talking to and say, yeah, we're broke, basically. That's it. Then we have a blessing in disguise. This one means that something that at first feels bad was actually good for you in the end or in the long run. As an example, let's say you have injured yourself, and that is bad, definitely. So let's say you've injured yourself, you're a basketball player, you have an injury, and then you have some time to recover. Maybe in this time you can focus on your other parts of your game. Maybe you can't exercise as much, but you can see what other things you can improve on, maybe your thinking, tactics, so on. So it could be like a blessing in disguise if it's not, of course, a serious injury. And last one, giving someone the cold shoulder. This one is not good or nice, but sometimes we have to do it. It's when we are upset with somebody and we're not showing the level of affection that we would usually show them. So maybe we're not smiling, maybe we're not giving them long answers, and so on. So if somebody, like, you're giving a cold shoulder to, wants to talk to you, and you say, like, hi, and then they say, how are you doing? Say, good. So just short, like that. Oh, what's wrong? Nothing. So this can also be like, doesn't have to be with just talking. It can be other things. You might not talk with them at all. You don't want to answer the phone or anything like that. So just showing low levels of affection to somebody because of something that they did and you're upset with them because of it. That's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you think of it, and hope it was helpful as well. See you next time.